Hey everybody, today is going to be a good day. We're going to be heading up to the Rocky Mountains on our motorcycles, of course, and we are going to do some camping in the Rocky Mountains. Find some twisty turnies, see some spectacular views, I expect, and get a fat steak. Cook in the woods, always a good idea to do in bear country, right? I hope you join us for the journey. I'm going to be doing a whole lot more of these. If you've been to these areas before, drop a comment where your favorite location is, because I'll probably be coming back and I'll want to check it out. So we did arrive in the Drumheller area last night. We're gonna meet a buddy of mine from Edmonton who's driving down to meet us, and then we're gonna head up into the Rocky Mountains for the next couple nights.
This place is awesome. I've lived in Canada my entire life and I never even knew this place existed. Alright, we're on the road now in Alberta, heading toward a little town of Cochrane. It is 12:30 right now, approximately 28 degrees. The landscape here seems to be wide open plains again, similar to Saskatchewan. As soon as we left the Badlands, it evened right out again. Very interesting. So we are looking for Jeremy. You'll see him as he'll be on a tiger. There he is. Welcome, welcome.
Jeremy's gonna be our mountain guide. He lives in Edmonton, which is like 2.5 hours north of here, but he's been to the mountains before, so he's gonna actually be joining us all the way to the Arctic Circle, and you can see he has a proper bike for the trip. Hopefully we don't hold him too much up with our sport bikes. Back in Saskatchewan, there was some major carnage. We went through like fields of locusts. Absolutely disgusting. We are gonna go hit a car wash, clean the bikes up, and then hit the mountains. Time to clean these bad boys off.
It may be hard to see them, but you can see the Rocky Mountains way in the distance. They're kind of in a haze. I guess right now there are some wildfires in BC that are causing some smoke, which I guess is fairly common this time of year. I think getting to the mountains is just as stunning as being there. I'm probably wrong, but man, now that is pretty breathtaking. The water looks so green. Look how green the water looks. It's like emerald. What a place to ride. We are now officially in Banff National Park. This place is out of this world. It's like a Bob Ross painting. There's so many different levels of it with different mist, different colors. Well, I will say one thing. The air is sure fresh. Very, very pine smelling. Well, this be the village of Banff, or town, or city. One of them. It's definitely quaint. Definitely has that mountain villa vibe. Right now we're about to find a grocery store to get stocked up for this evening and tomorrow evening's camping activities. This guy knows how to deck out his bike. That's the fanciest grocery store I think I've ever seen. Looks like a mountain lodge. Alright, we are now properly loaded up with food and beverage. The place we're going to is called Johnson Canyon. There's a campground there where we will call home for the evening. Wow, look how the sun is just on the other side of this massive mountain area, and it's just kind of glowing on those mountains. And it's just, as far as you can see, is mountains. This is probably one of the most spectacular rides I've done. This is just, man, epic. I wonder if every one of these mountains have a name. Well, this looks like the spot. In we go. So there is a fire ban on. There'll be no wood fires tonight, but that's okay. We have our propane cook stoves.
All right, guys, so we've arrived to the campsite. We've got 3 bikes, 3 people, and 3 spots. It's been a fist fight. Like, I come out okay, but you should see the other guys. Not really. We're all been very amicable about it. Amicable. Jeremy's going there. He's in a hammock, so he'll be the bear burrito. I'm going here. I'm gonna be in a tent and a hammock. Well, I'll have my tent set out for sleeping overnight, but the hammock set out for chilling tonight. We're just gonna set up our stuff and we're gonna do some cooking, eat some supper. All the other steaks went in no problem. And this one wants to give me a hard time. And a few final items to go in the tent with me. Bear spray because I'm in frickin' the mountains. My SOG hatchet, tomahawk actually, also a personal protection device. And then I've got these Smart Wool base layer long johns and Smart Wool base layer long sleeve shirt. I don't think it's gonna be too cold tonight. However, temperatures can be quite unpredictable, so I'm just gonna leave them in the tent with me. Camp is set up. Let me give you a really quick tour. Got my tent over here. I also set up my Hennessy hammock because it's been 7 days of ridiculously hard driving and ridiculously hot temperatures. And I think what I wanted to do tonight was just lay in the hammock for a bit after supper. And since we can't have a fire, it's gonna be a quiet night, which is good when I'm ready to call it a night. If it's really warm, I might stay in the hammock, but if it's not, I'm gonna go into my tent because I got all the warmth gear set up in there. Over here, we're gonna get ready to cook supper right now. This is not your typical camp supper, okay? We just went to the grocery store before we came here. We got mushrooms, green beans, onions, red peppers, asparagus, some bread. And over here in the cooling box, we got some nice thick, fat, juicy steaks. We got all the firepower out tonight for cooking. Got my Dragonfly in pot. Got our water. We got the other Jetboil. And Jeremy's working on eventually getting his Jetboil out so we can all cook at the same time. No, just relax. It's no rush. It's no rush. No rush at all. It's only getting dark. It's no rush. Why don't I cook the steaks on my setup because I got the wider pan. We will use one of these to cook up the asparagus and someone can boil some beans. We can cut the mushrooms, green peppers, and onions in with the steak. We'll all eat at the same time and everyone will go home happy. Well, we're making some progress. It is getting dark, so we're cooking in the dark, but
hey, our tents were set up in the light.
That's right, we set up our tents in the light, so we're ahead of schedule. The mushrooms going on here, got some mushrooms, some peppers, some onions. Over there we've got green beans going, and at some point we'll have some asparagus. This is a bit of an experiment for us, so we're just going to see how this turns out. We know it'll cook, we just don't know how long it will take to cook. All right, we added some pepper in here now. Now we got all the vegetables cooking.
And look right at the bottom. Got that nice gravy happening down there. Ooh. The menu today is fresh steak, cooked in a delightful gravy, sauteed with mushrooms and peppers. And over here, we'll grab a couple asparagus. And we got some green beans. And that is how we do it here in the wild. That's camp cooking. It is 11:30 at night. I kind of fell asleep a little bit on the hammock while looking at the stars. I think it'll be a warm night. It won't get cold. But for now, it is lights out. I'm tired.